cannot afford to have a province fail. After 5 years of Liberal government provincially, that's where we are. So that's the kind of leverage you have to be willing to use. You have to argue the case, forcibly make the case as an adversary, fight for your rights.
Ottawa has offered almost $150 million so far, money that wasn't factored into today's financial update. And the finance minister said today he's asking for more. Garrett Berry, CBC News, St. John's.
So the province's fiscal state may be in trouble, but people do seem to be spending money. Let's look at auto sales as an example. While they were sluggish once again last month in most Canadian provinces, the opposite was true here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Drivers flocked to dealerships in search of a new vehicle. Here and Now's Terry Roberts reports.
The auto sector has roared back to life.
June was a phenomenal month.
More than 3,500 new vehicles were sold in the province in June, 300 more than the same month last year, before the pandemic upended our economy and caused unimaginable societal upheaval.
There was certainly a heightened sense of energy. There was a real positive vibe going on.
In fact, only Newfoundland and Labrador and Quebec saw growth in sales last month, according to DesRosiers Automotive Consultants. Nova Scotia sales were down 33%. Ontario, the clear volume leader in sales, was down 25%. Observers are struggling to explain the surge in this province, where a financial crisis shadows everything we do. Key industries such as oil and gas are slumping badly, and the already high unemployment rate has spiked. Kevin Peters says an effective public health response to the pandemic is one factor. Buying a vehicle is a whole new experience these days.
You know, I think a big part of that is the fact that our ability and how we've managed COVID and how the government has managed COVID and the precautions that they've taken to, keep the numbers at probably the lowest amongst the country right now, as opposed to, I think, some of the other provinces may still be struggling with active cases and consumer concerns out there that going out and shopping could potentially put them at harm.
And let's face it, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians love their vehicles.
I think pretty much every dealership in the province saw significant gains. Consumer confidence seems to be back.
But there may soon be a problem. Manufacturers are still recovering, and that inventory that ballooned during what was essentially a 2-month shutdown is getting tight.
We're managing that as best as we can, but it is going to be a concern as we get through the next couple months.
For now, while things have cooled a little in July, business remains brisk. Terry Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, Premier Dwight Ball announced yesterday he won't be delivering the apology he promised to residential school survivors back in 2017. But at least one Inuit leader is focusing on the future, hoping that Newfoundland and Labrador's next premier will apologize to residential school survivors as soon as possible. Here Now's Mark Quinn reports.
In 2017, Toby Obed made a large entrance when he accepted Justin Trudeau's apology to residential school survivors. Ball was there, and the day before, he said the province would make a similar apology too. But yesterday, in a news release citing COVID-19 restrictions, he said it's not going to happen before he steps down as premier later this summer.
I'm frustrated, I'm angry, and he just left us in the cold again. For those who have passed on, God rest their hearts and their souls. They won't be able to see or hear the apology.
About 1,000 Newfoundland and Labrador residential school survivors reached a $50 million settlement with the federal government in 2016. One of the lawyers who represented them is angry too.
Is absolutely one of the most appalling set of circumstances that I've experienced in 30 years of representing people in these situations. It is absolutely atrocious, and the man should be ashamed. The province should be embarrassed.
Reached by phone, the head of the Nunatsiavut government says he understands their reactions.
And I know the frustrations and anger of Mr. Obid, like I said, and Mr. Cooper. But we, as Nunatsiavut government, we still have to work together and closely with the government of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Lamp wants the next premier to offer an apology at large ceremonies in Labrador like this one in Happy Valley Goose Bay in 2017. Something that can't happen until COVID-19 restrictions on traveling and gathering in groups are lifted. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
Now, Premier Dwight Ball spoke to CBC just as we were going to air, and he said he tried everything he could to make the apology happen, but with COVID-19 restrictions, he just couldn't make it work. Well, staying in Labrador, Memorial University is setting up a new campus in Happy Valley Goose Bay. The School of Arctic and Subarctic Studies will be a degree-granting campus. MUN's president says there will be community consultation around the types of coursework offered on campus, and that Indigenous leaders have helped write the university's constitution and will be part of the school's advisory group.
We are a provincial university, and Labrador is an important part of Newfoundland and Labrador. And for the people in Labrador is where I grew up, the access to post-secondary education is very tough. I met so many people in the last 2 days who talked about how hard it was for them, how they didn't finish the degree, how they went to St. John's campus and they felt lost and couldn't connect, and they ended up leaving. And I met young people who say if they could only study here, it would mean so much for them. The other thing is that if you study in a community, you stay in the community. And we need nurses and teachers and social workers in Labrador and doctors. And so it's important that they have the opportunity to study so they can live here. So right now, the Labrador Institute shares space with the College of the North Atlantic. I think the dream for the School of Arctic and Subarctic Studies is that it will have its own building and it will have its own small campus. That's the dream of all the people here. You mentioned Grenfell. Would it be as big as Grenfell? Not in the beginning for sure, just because of the population base. But I think there are many aspirations that the communities up here have.
Well, Transportation Safety Board inspectors have finished work at the scene of Monday's helicopter crash at Thorburn Lake. The TSB released this photo of the wreckage. The Robinson R-44 light utility helicopter was carrying 3 men when it went down. 1 man was killed in the crash and 2 others were seriously injured. The TSB has moved the helicopter to a secure location and has sent some other instruments to a lab in Ottawa. Investigators are still interviewing witnesses. The RCMP caught 4 young people breaking into a home in Botwood last week. They believe the group may also be responsible for 3 other break-ins and several other reports of property damage in the area. Police received a tip about a house being burglarized on July 15th. Responding officers found the youth inside the property, which was significantly damaged. The group was arrested on the scene and they've since been released. Police say they're set to attend court at a later date. Well, it took almost 6 hours for crews to contain a large forest fire in Fermuse yesterday. Fire officials got the call around 3:30 yesterday afternoon and responded with a helicopter and 2 water bombers. The fire was burning about 2 kilometers outside of Fermuse, not so far from Cabins and Fahy's funeral home. It was out by 9 o'clock last night, but fire officials say by that time 10 hectares had burned. Well, the class action lawsuit on video lottery terminals isn't going ahead. The Supreme Court of Canada overturned the Newfoundland and Labrador Court of Appeal decision that cleared the way for the suit. The class action targeted Atlantic Lottery Corporation VLTs. It alleged the games were inherently deceptive, addictive, and illegal under the criminal code. As many as 30,000 people in this province had signed on to the suit. The lead plaintiffs were seeking damages equal to the Lottery Corporation's VLT revenue. The corporation, meanwhile, was confident its games didn't go against the criminal code.
As a holistic nutritionist, I think it's very, very important to show kids where their food comes from.
Coming up, Jeremy Eaton introduces us to the green thumbs behind the community garden in CBS.
This weather update is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism. This year, it's Stay Home Year, the year to rediscover home.
Time now for a look at the weather forecast, and boy, it was a gray, wet day here in the east. Let's have a look at the highs today. It only got up to about 16 degrees in St. John's today. Quite a different story on the west coast. Corner Brook got up to a high of 28 degrees in Labrador, 16 as the high today in Churchill Falls. So let's have a look at what's happening this evening. You can see those showers will be pushing away later on tonight, and mostly clear for the west coast. Some cloudy skies in the east and some showers there for Labrador. Overnight low in St. John's, 11 degrees. Fairly light winds, northerly winds gusting from 20 kilometers an hour. For the rest of the island, Corner Brook looking at an overnight low of 15 degrees. In Labrador, there is a chance of some thunder showers for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, right over to Cartwright and in the Straits. So that could happen this evening. Nain looking at quite a bit of rain, 5 to 10 millimeters of rain there this evening. Labrador City, an overnight low of 12 degrees. So here we are on Saturday. Yes, lots of showers for Labrador tomorrow. For the island, looking at some showers pushing through really late in the day. So here we are at 6. So most of the day for Central will be quite nice and quite warm. For St. John's, 23 degrees inland, 19 degrees on the coast tomorrow with some light winds, 16 as the high in Ferryland tomorrow, but as you move inland, it gets warmer for sure. Marystown looking at a high of 24 degrees, but that humidex is going to feel more like 30. Lots of sunshine for Clarenville and Bonavista tomorrow. So for Central, that chance of thunder showers late in the day, but like I said, most of the day is looking pretty nice there. Twillingate and Gander all heading up to a high of 27 degrees. Harbour Breton, lots of sunshine there tomorrow. So for the west coast, look at that humidex, 32. So it's going to feel like 32 if you're in Humber Valley tomorrow. Also a chance of some thunderstorms for that area. Corner Brook looking at a mostly cloudy day and lots of sunshine on the south coast there. So moving up now to the Straits, more shower action happening there. Cartwright looking at a chance of thunder showers as well. 5 to 10 millimeters of rain there. Mary's Harbour, some nice warm temperatures there, 23 degrees. For the rest of Labrador, Nain getting another dose of rain tomorrow, 10 to 15 millimeters of rain there, 10 degrees as the high. For Labrador City, a chance of showers tomorrow and 17 degrees as the high. So looking ahead to Sunday, you can see this rain that will be pushing through. So it is looking like Saturday is kind of the better day on the island than Sunday. Later on in the afternoon, you can see the Avalon Peninsula getting hit with some of those showers as well as parts of Labrador. So yeah, showers right across the board really on the island for Sunday. 19 degrees as the high in St. John's, 22 in Grand Falls, Windsor. For Labrador, Lab City looking at a mix of sun and cloud and 20 degrees. And more showers on the way for Nain. And as we head into the work week on Monday, more rainy weather on the way for the island. Temperatures around 20 degrees for most areas. In Labrador, looking at some showers for Lab City, 20 degrees there as well, and a cool down for Nain, and more wet weather there. So for the long range forecast, seeing some clearing as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, 20 degrees as the high there. For Central, we're looking at a clearing as well on Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures more in the mid-20s. For Western Labrador, some showers moving in on Wednesday, but Tuesday looking like a nice day so far. For Labrador, we have temperatures in the upper teens and low 20s for the west and for the east, with some sunshine on Tuesday and some showers moving in on Wednesday for eastern Labrador. So let's have a look at our weather photo of the day. This was sent to us from Sunnyside. Just check this out. Beautiful. Lots and lots of whales on the go there. Thank you so much to Blair Snook for sending this in. The community garden in Conception Bay South is growing. Earlier this month, beds were built and seeds were planted at the new location next to the Manuels River Interpretation Center. The outdoor garden will be used as part of the center's programming. Here Now's Jeremy Eaton popped by to learn a little more.
This is the CBS Community Garden. We've just recently expanded our garden from the Gateway development. That's our main garden, but we're very excited to be here. Although it's a small footprint, we have big plans for the garden to be integrated into the Manuels River programming. Yeah, so the staff at Manuels River are going to be using elements of our garden into their programming. For example, our vermicomposting, we're installing a greenhouse, which is very exciting because we'll be able to use that as a nursery for our plants for the main garden as well. That you're going to be able to get some of our fresh produce from the cafe inside Manuels River, but it's going to have some vermicomposting. We've got some berry bushes. We're even going to do a rain collection system, so we'll be able to harness some of those natural elements, those educational elements, into the Manuels River programming in partnership with the CBS Community Garden. And of course, we wouldn't have been able to do it without the financial support of the Rotary Avalon Northeast. Well, you know what, as a holistic nutritionist, I think it's very, very important to show kids where their food comes from. I think it's an excellent educational opportunity and certainly a good way for them to eat healthy, burn stress, burn energy, and just be overall healthy in every way. We're very excited about the expansion. This year we've put in some beds at Gateway for the food bank, and they're going to be designated for the food bank, so volunteer groups and organizations can come out and help us grow and water and weed the garden. And that's what really has made this garden such a success, is the just the engagement to the community and the many business sponsors that have really come out and come to the table to help us get growing. The garden started in 2019 and it was largely communal at that time, but we've recently expanded to put in some leased beds so residents of the community can lease beds and grow their own vegetables, but we very much still embrace the ideal of communal gardening because that's what brings people together to share knowledge and to be healthy and have fun together and be social, and that's super important right now because everybody's feeling a little extra isolated.
Welcome back. The 93rd Telly 10 would have been going ahead on Sunday, but thanks to COVID-19, the biggest running race in the province has been postponed. Here Now's Jeremy Eaton met up with a man who has run more Telly 10s than anyone else, 47 to be exact, but he'll have to wait until November 1st to run his 48th.
We got public viewers from Paradise!
You literally wrote the book on the Telly 10. How rare is it for this race to be postponed?
It has been postponed before on 2 occasions. In fact, during the Second World War years from 1940 to 1945, it was actually suspended or cancelled, I would imagine. 1948, there was a 1-day delay because a tropical storm swept the city that morning. And in 1976, I believe it was also cancelled on the actual race day, but then it was held 3 days later on a Wednesday evening. So it has happened before, but it has never been like in a situation like this before. Obviously, like most runners in the city and in the province, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I think we have to understand the reality of the situation. I think the race organizers are wise to postpone it until November, if that's going to be the case. We have to look after our health and the safety of everybody, and nobody wants to come down with this virus.
When you used to run a race in mid or late July, but now you're moving it to November 1st, what sort of challenges does that pose to runners?
I think a lot of people will be happy because it will be cooler, but then on the other hand, it poses other problems for people. People are not as free to travel, of course, this year, and a lot of people would set their vacations around the Telly 10. But other than that, I think the weather would be okay. It wouldn't be a major factor. And I think a lot of people would be happy.
Mademoiselle from Toronto!
It's a tremendous race. It's grown in popularity each year for the last number of years. It's a target race that a lot of people look forward to. People who don't come out and run any other race will come out for the Telly. It's a fantastic community event. It's a fantastic athletic event, social event. A lot of spectators come out, to cheer the runners on. It's just a tremendous race. And I think a lot of people are disappointed that it could not be held this coming Sunday. Well, I'm still out there every day, but because this is something I enjoy doing. It's a lifestyle I've had for the last number of years, many years actually. I sometimes run twice a day. It's something I enjoy doing, and a lot of people are doing the same thing. They're out there, it helps to have a target race, obviously, something to train for, but a lot of people are long-time runners and they just love the sport itself. And they run for fitness reasons, they run because it's healthy, and I think a lot of us run because we can, because maybe it's a gift we have, and we're always grateful we can go out there and run.
So whether it's November 1st or next year, Joe Ryan will be at the start line?
I hope so, barring any injuries or any difficulties. I'm hoping to be there, and I'm hoping to be there for another couple of years, at least to get 50 in.
Well, staying with the theme of physical activity, a researcher at the University of Windsor in Ontario is trying to figure out how the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting people's physical activity. More than 130 adults are taking part in a study that's focusing on the changes in the number of steps people take every day. But it's also highlighting the creative ways people are finding to stay fit. CBC's Sanjay Maru has the details.
At the start of the lockdown, all we heard was one message.
Go home and stay home.
Right when the pandemic hit, most people decreased their physical activity, and we saw that by about 1,000 steps per day.
So as this pandemic has continued, have people's fitness habits gotten any better?
Since then, and as of today, because we've looked at them or we're following them for the few months, is that although they had a dip in physical activity, it really has gone back up to their pre-pandemic levels.
But people aren't necessarily just walking more, they're also using household items to stay fit, like taking bleach bottles, in some cases filling them up with sand and using them as dumbbells. And according to Woodruff, some people have even reported using their couch or a chair at home to do tricep dips. And one participant in the study even says she's been able to rediscover her love of biking, something she hasn't been able to do in quite some time.
What I found by cycling, I found that that's helped me, and I've been exploring lots of new trails in the area. I've also found that cycling with friends and family has helped me keep motivated and kind of accountable to staying involved and staying active.
Researchers believe people's fitness habits will get back to normal as this pandemic continues, especially as gyms start to reopen. But for those struggling to get off the couch, the suggestions are pretty simple. Limit your screen time, and you can even set reminders on your phone to tell you when to get your steps in. Sanjay Maru, CBC News, Windsor.
Well, starting today, wearing a face mask is mandatory in all shops across England. Nova Scotia is making masks mandatory next week. But if you regularly wear glasses, it can be a challenge to also wear a mask without fogging up your specs. So our colleagues at CBC PEI decided to check with an expert to get some tips on how to avoid the annoyance.
My name's Carolyn Acorn. I'm president of the PEI Association of Optometrists, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about wearing a mask to minimize fogging with your glasses. You have to know your outside from your inside, and usually the outside of a mask, if it's a disposable or a commercial one, will have a colored side. Sometimes there's a texture difference. There'll be a piece of metal or plastic in the top of it, and the bottom won't have anything. You want to take the nose piece and balance it on the bridge of your nose, and then take the bottom and wrap it under your chin, like so, and then take the ear pieces, and then you have it centered on your face. And you want to make sure then that you get the metal nose piece as tightly conformed to your face as you can, and that will minimize the amount of air that can come up through the mask to your glasses. If you've got a loose space here, you can either use a filler to try and prevent the air from coming up, or sometimes people can take their glasses and overlap the edge of the mask and use the glasses to actually pinch the edge of the mask down. There are products that you can get, commercial products like fog blocker, that you can wipe onto your lenses, and they do work. There are things that you can do, including taking some suds when you're washing your hands and put the suds right on the lenses. Don't rinse it off, and just polish it right into the lenses. But you have to be careful not to make the lenses too smeared, because if the glasses are smeary, then you've defeated the point of wearing the glasses. And if you can do that, control your breathing, then you're protecting your family and friends, and that's what it's all about.
Welcome back to Hearing Now. The news that Dwight Ball won't be delivering an apology to residential school survivors has been a disappointment for some survivors. Toby Obed accepted the federal apology from the Prime Minister 2 years ago, and now he must wait to hear one from the province.
It's very disappointing, very frustrating. He had 2 years. He had from 2017 to do the apology. He knew about the apology. He was in Goose Bay when we got our apology from our Premier, Mr. Trudeau. He was in Goose Bay. He had his opportunity, he had his chance, and he never took it, and he never took advantage of it. As far as I'm concerned, it only goes to show that in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Labrador does and always will continue to be excluded. Now we have to go through the process all over again from the start. Depending on who our next Premier of the province will be, male or female, he or she, we will have to go through the due process again in regards to getting the apology from the province. And that in itself is time consuming. A lot of people will have to be involved with it and to make sure that it's done right and in the respectable manner to the people of Labrador. I hope that whoever does get in does take this serious, because I do. This is very near and dear to my heart. This is a battle that I started over 10 years ago, close to 15 years now. And to get our apology from the province where all of this started, to get an apology from the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, because this is where it started and this is where it ends. I know it's going to take time, yes, but the sooner the better. There are people that would like to hear the apology, would like to see the apology from the province, who are waiting like I am. There are those like myself who are frustrated, who are angry because it took so long and now it's going to take longer. So whoever our next Premier of the province is, I hope and pray that you take this serious and that you will come to Labrador and you will give us the apology that we deserve.
Well, the We Charity controversy remained front and center today as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau prepares to testify at committee. The Conservative leader is calling for an RCMP investigation into the decision to award the group a multi-million-dollar contract to administer a student grant program. Scheer says the actions of both the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister pose serious breaches of the law.
We are calling on Justin Trudeau to lift all cabinet confidences, to provide all relative information. Do not hide behind these types of things to protect this behavior. We are going to continue to do everything we can at our disposal. This is one of the outcomes of Justin Trudeau shutting down Parliament for the last few months, is that we have not been able to use order paper questions, opposition day motions, and things like that. So we are going to continue to do everything we can to expose the scandal and to get all the details out in front of the Canadian people so that they can make the ultimate determination.
Last month, a Baptist pastor in Ontario told her congregation she's a trans woman. Now, the Toronto area congregation has voted to fire June Joplin. But as Ali Chazon reports, Joplin isn't giving up.
I'm supposed to be a woman. Hi, friends. Hi, family. My name is Junia. You can call me June. I'm a transgender woman and my pronouns are she and her.
Joplin was not only telling her truth, she was speaking to her younger, questioning self and those out there like her.
What could I say to that closeted, confused 11-year-old trans girl who is deeply involved in her church that would have made a difference in my life? And that was kind of that was the frame of reference that I brought into that sermon.
At first, it seemed she could continue as lead pastor at Lorne Park Baptist Church.
They issued me a new email address that reflected my new name. They updated my bio and my staff photo on the church website.
But between then and now, the church voted to fire her. They put it this way in a statement. After a month of prayerful discernment and discussions between June and the congregation, it was determined for theological reasons that it was not in God's will that June remain as our pastor.
I don't think saying that this is a theological position the church is taking really tells the whole story.
111 people voted. 52% wanted her fired. But Pastor Joplin sees something hopeful in that number.
Obviously, I'd rather be back there with them, but I've had a few conversations with people that have gone, well, in 2010, that vote would have been 80-20 to fire you. And you know what? In 2030 or 2025, if somebody else is on this journey, maybe I can have put just another little crack in the ceiling.
What's next for Pastor June? Guest preaching on Zoom.
Even a congregation that just are the folks who are interested in my story or who want to hear part of the message. That can happen. You know, as sad as it is to say goodbye to the people I loved at Lorne Park, the next place I say hello to, it's just going to be June. The work of coming out and transitioning socially won't have to happen in front of their eyes. And so, you know, people won't slip up and call me the wrong name or the wrong pronouns or anything like that. And in some ways, that feels kind of hopeful. And yeah.
Ali Chiasson, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, earlier this week, we showed you virtual Pride festivities. CBC normally takes part in the St. John's Pride Parade. This year, in lieu of being able to participate throughout Atlantic Canada, CBC has commissioned a celebratory video featuring clips from our audience. Take a look.
Finally free, and there's a thrill inside me. I'm finally free, and there's a thrill inside me. I'm finally free, and there's a thrill inside me. I'm finally free, and there's a thrill inside me. Whoa.
Happy Pride from Georges Island and Halifax Harbor.
Broken bird never exercised my wings. I'm finally free, and I'm moving through the big city. I'm finally free, and I'm moving through the big city. Whoa. For the first time, I got lost in the fog.
This is Tracy Hunt.
Your girl Martina.
And we just wanted to wish you all a very
Happy Pride to each and every one of you. Love ya.
I'm finally free, and there's no stopping me. I'm finally free, and there's no stopping me. I'm finally free, and there's no stopping me.
Pride is a reminder that before the festival, it was riots and marches and pickets and boycotts. Parade or not, the spirit of Pride lives on. Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride Month, Canada. My name is Taylor Linoff, and I'm very proud to be queer and a gay redneck.
I'm finally free, but I wonder if I'm happy. I'm finally free, but I wonder if I'm happy. I'm finally free, but I wonder if I'm happy.
Do you want to say Happy Pride?
Hey, Canada, happy Pride.
Time to find out who's celebrating. Happy 60th anniversary to Tom and Edna Tulk of Corner Brook. Happy 60th anniversary to Arthur and Eileen Adams of Clarenville. 54th anniversary greetings for Mike and Diane Clements from Torbay, now living in St. John's. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Ed and Maxine Higdon of New Harbour. Congratulations to Ben and Carmel O'Brien on their 52nd anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary to Dawn and Valerie Sams of Gallants. Happy 56th anniversary wishes to Amy and Adrian Hillier in Kitchener, Ontario. Congratulations to Joan and Ralph Guy of Musgrave Harbour. They're celebrating 62 years of marriage. Anniversary greetings to Rupert and Vicky Dowie on their 50th wedding anniversary. Happy 58th wedding anniversary to Robert and Irene Freeborn of Harbour Mill, Fortune Bay. Happy 67th anniversary to Clayton and Rose Short from Corner Brook. Happy 65th wedding anniversary to Bessie and Albert of Carbonear. Happy 61st wedding anniversary to Stan and Mildred Burt from New World Island, now living in Lewisport. Happy 60th wedding anniversary to Melvin and Joan Rideout of Buckins. Happy 58th anniversary to Calvin and Joan Williams of Lewisport. Congratulations to Marie and Steve White on their 57th anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary to Eric and Frances Stratton of Witless Bay. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Gerald and Barbara Fowler of Kelligrews. 64th wedding anniversary greetings going out to Donald and Shirley Locke from Corner Brook. Their son is Gary, who is a colleague here at CBC. Congratulations to Stella and Tom White of Dildo, celebrating 51 years of marriage. Happy 55th anniversary to Bill and Hannah Welsh of Grand Bank. Congratulations to Joan Goodyear and Scott Hicks. They're celebrating 60 years of marriage. Wishing Abijah and Florence Plowman of Port Saunders a happy 65th anniversary. Winston and Verley Sharp of Grand Falls, Windsor are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. And congratulations to Andrew and Mildred Rousel of Leading Tickles, who are celebrating their 71st wedding anniversary. Happy 54th wedding anniversary to Andy and Mary O'Reilly. They're from Freshwater, Placentia Bay, and now live in Placentia. Happy 56th anniversary to Lar and Bernice Aylward from St. John's. Happy 64th anniversary to Ross and Rowena Head of Norris Arm North, now living in Grand Falls, Windsor. Shirley and Edward Cokes in Head of Beta Spear are celebrating their 56th wedding anniversary. 69th anniversary greetings going out to Harry and Daisy Colburn of Lewisport. Happy 56th anniversary to Woodrow and Eileen Snow of Carbonear. Happy 62nd anniversary to Fons and Aggie Kavanagh of Fairyland. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Dawn and Angela Williams from Sandringham. Happy 51st anniversary to Job and Sylvia Badcock of Shearstown. Now to the birthdays. Happy birthday to Winnie Crocker in Swift Current. She's turning 99. Happy birthday to Fred Carberry. He's celebrating his 90th birthday. Wishing Domino House a happy 90th birthday. Happy 90th birthday also to Absalom Tucker in Mount Pearl. Happy 94th birthday to Madge Saunders of Greens Harbor. Happy 92nd birthday to Charlie O'Reilly of Torbay. Birthday greetings going out to Lavinia Gin of Stoneville, who is celebrating her 94th birthday. Birthday greetings to Fred Andrews of Winterton, now living in Barrie, Ontario. The World War II veteran is celebrating his 99th birthday. Happy birthday to Olive Keane of Wesleyville, who's turning 98. Happy 93rd birthday to Bill Hudson of Pooch Cove. And happy 92nd birthday to Lita Goodyear of Carmenville. Congratulations once again to everyone who's celebrating. Well, just take a look at this storm yesterday in Calgary. Yeah, that's the sound of hail pounding the roof of a CBC News vehicle in Calgary. Some extreme weather swept over the city yesterday afternoon, bringing hail, ominous-looking thunderclouds, and heavy rain. There's no reports of major damage, though. Lots of rain in St. John's today, but we're looking at some clearing for tomorrow. Temperature in St. John's tomorrow, 23 degrees inland, 19 degrees along the coast with lots of sunshine. There's a chance of some showers for areas in central Newfoundland, Grand Falls, Windsor, Gander. That should hit around late in the afternoon tomorrow. 28 degrees in Corner Brook with the humidex there. It's going to feel more like 32. Up in Labrador tomorrow, looking at some showers. Nain could see about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain, a chance of thunderstorms for Cartwright tomorrow, and 19 degrees as the high. Happy Valley Goose Bay in for a wet one tomorrow as well, 19 degrees there. Overall, not a bad weekend. Some more showers moving in for the island on Sunday. So if you want to get out and do some stuff on the weekend and you're on the island, tomorrow is looking like the better day to head outdoors. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great weekend.